Peace. What's good? Easy. First things first, I'm gonna hit on this verse cause it's my first day back at work. Let's get it straight from the rip. Don't catch the spit. I'm catching bodies in a mosh pit. The rebel caught in the crosshair. I'm moving silence, black fist in the air. The game plan is simple. Beat on the metal, shitting on the mental. Now here's a gift from the rebel. Boosting bass, Hendrix on the treble. The X-Minister is back. Classic tactics, factual magic. The mind border without a visa. Classic rebel, spammers and teasers. The revolution to me. I'm back in black with the mind of Gasoline. Heavy mental to get your head in. Kettle metal right down to the dead end. Follow that, the stack behind enemy minds, yo. Follow that, the stack behind enemy minds, yo. Now here's the proof. On a corner of Broad and the Deuce. Overdose on this conscious shit. Hypnotic, so toxic. 10%. 1% got me sex. Actual facts, Sirius Mindz on deck. There's level to the script. All the radical factual mentally fit. The sacrifice meant life or death. When he inflates our spirit till I take my last breath. The mouth in the blood vein. Align my chakras to ease the pain. Beats and bars, no word confusion. Bruises stars, no lyrical excuses. Month and miles time to realign behind enemy minds. Heavy mental to get your head in. Kettle metal right down to the dead end. Follow that, the rebel stack behind enemy minds, yo. Follow that, the rebel stack behind enemy minds, yo. Peace. What's good, everyone? As y'all all know, should know by now, my name is Professor Griff. Don't pay no attention to my Army issue Home Depot glasses. Alright, but anyways, Professor Griff, Sirius Mindz. Alright. Anyway, greetings, hotep, peace, shalom, assalamu alaikum. Whatever greeting you go by, some people just say hi. Some people say, what's up, what's good, what's popping, what it do, what it be. Whatever greeting that you go by, I want to greet you with a civilized greeting and a very uncivilized time. All right, thanks to everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Keep in mind, brothers and sisters, as we talk, keep in mind, family, as we talk and dialogue, get to know one another. All right, there's no big I in little you. All right, keep that in mind. There's no big I in little you. All right, you're the most important person on this broadcast right now, not me. You are the most important person on this broadcast. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, so as I'm beginning this and thanking people, I definitely want to thank 16. We missed her yesterday. Everybody give a thumbs up, round of applause, send her a heart. Let's send some positive energy her way. 16, thank you for being back on deck. Really appreciate that. All right, you was thoroughly missed. I was trying to handle it on my own. But yeah, anyway, thank you to all supporters of this particular platform. All right. Thanks to all of y'all that have sent me personal messages to let me know y'all's growth and how I've contributed to that. How we've contributed to that. I really appreciate that. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Damn, Dominique Maybach's laugh out loud. I got the same glasses and I like mine. Oh, damn. All right. Well, yeah. $5 at Home Depot. I was stranded. I was like, yo, I can't even see. There was a Home Depot a couple of doors down. I'm like, yo, I'm doing the damn thing. Anyway, this platform is definitely supported by the people. It's of the people, for the people, and by the people. If you would like to donate or contribute to the cause, All right, so then somebody said they hit the lottery yesterday. They're supposed to send me something. I'm about to go back to yesterday's broadcast and figure who that person was. But I'm still waiting on that check. Anyway, go to Cash App, $ Professor Griff. Send me the donation. All right. Make sure you send me your email address so I can correspond with you and get back with you with some information. We had an interesting conversation yesterday about boxing. We didn't get to dive into the deeper details about racism in boxing, but we definitely had to blast some people and put them on shame. I'm serious. I saw an interview from one of those individuals today. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, my website is always there for people that want to donate. www.professorgrip.me. And of course, if you're on PayPal, which some of you are, because you have businesses, Carl Jenkins, what's good with you, bro? What's up, nephew? Anyway, go to paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. All right. This platform is dedicated to raising the vibrational pitch of our people's thinking and spirit into the thinking and the spirit of the co-creator and the creator, whatever you decide to call God, wherever you are in your consciousness. All right. Whatever you decide to call the supreme being, he or her. All right. Standing on the shoulders of the ancestors and kneeling at the feet of the elders that still walk among us. All right. Anyway, we need everyone on Facebook to come on over to YouTube, because that's where we need y'all at, right over here on YouTube. All right. Do you have a Patreon? Yeah, I do, but I can't do Patreon. I've tried 3 times. I just can't. One level you get this, another level you get that, and extra stuff. And I'd rather just give it all every broadcast and leave it up to the people to donate. I can't give certain people certain things and then other people certain. Yeah. I think I've said it on here early on. If people give $20 and I feel obligated that it's only 4 weeks in a month, that's $5 a week. So whatever I'm talking about that week, I'm just sending it out to those individuals. And that list is about 4 or 5 people. That's not even a lot of people. I don't set a price or whatever people can give. Most people have given $5, $2. College students is like, you look, man, I got like a food stamp at 99 cents, but I need the information. I got you. All right. My phone number is 678-557-2919. All right. Few things we're going to talk about this week. We're going to dive back into some hip hop stuff, because I did not like the comment I'm hearing from Offset from Migos, and I am going to speak on it through the lens of Lupe Fiasco. No one's kissing your ass or your feet, Migos, Offset, whatever your name is. All right, but we want to talk about that from your big brother, Professor Griff. We got to have that conversation. All right. And some other people that's in the news, man. Is Joe 9881. All right. Is Joe. I got you. All right. Well, we're not calling Offset names. We just saying, nah, youngster, you out of line, bro. For real. We can't even do it like that, man. All right. But we're going to talk about that. So anyway, I did hear and see the apology, a very confused one from Sugar Ray Leonard, as he went out his way to, being very disrespectful to Errol Spence Jr., man. Yeah. So it was one of those things, man. Even the Mexican fighters that were interviewed, they basically like, look, I'm Mexican. This is a Mexican fighter. I'm going for the Mexican. I don't care who Errol Spence is. And Errol Spence himself said he respect that. So come on, Sugar Ray. Nah, man. Mike Tyson, Tim Bradley, and the rest of y'all, yeah, we putting y'all on blast on Sirius Mindz. All right. A brother going up to fight anyone. You understand what I'm saying? We're supposed to lend them our energy and our support. Mexicans got pride in what they do. Like I said last night, their flag, their country, their people. Yeah, and they support their own. I'm just saying to you, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Seem like Negroes are always the one that want to be like, well, yada, 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 yada. I mean, we could be fair, but come on, man. Miss me with that, for real. Peace, my brother. Haven't seen you in a while. From time you were in Bro, I'm here every night. They'll tell you. I'm here every night. I was in Virginia, though, last year. But anyway, we're going to talk about the New Zealand terrorist attack. All right, we're going to talk about terrorist attacks in general. All right, we're going to talk about the rise of racism, white supremacy, white nationalists. All right. We're going to, at least, you know, for the few minutes that we have, it's 9:11. We have 45 minutes to kind of go in and talk about it. All right. We're going to cover a few things. Listen to me, for real. Press the pause button real quick, y'all. My job on this platform is to deliver the subject. All right. Nikki, you're disturbing me with that. Stop that. Nikki Love. What do you mean fake? Yeah, you got to explain that, sis. But my job is to lay it out as best we can. Pull something out of you, bring you into the conversation. All right, so that we can dialogue. It's not teacher, student. All right, my job here on the platform is to lay it out. All right, that's it. All right, I got to facilitate the conversation. I got to lay certain things out to bring certain things out in you. You may have information that we need. All right, okay, so we're going to lay a few things out and then we're going to get it going. All right, so we're talking about the New Zealand terrorist attack. There's a few things I want to talk about, and there's a lot of things I'm going to ask y'all to do, as I often do, because you're not going to sit on here while you're sitting up eating corn chips and popcorn, chucking chips in your mouth while you sit here and watch Professor Griff do all the work. No, I'd rather have 10 learned, well, mentally, spiritually, psychically armed brothers, spiritually, intellectually, than 1,000 crabs, man, who can't do nothing for me. If you just, you might get in the way, man. All right, you got to be a soldier. We got to be able to think intellectually. All right, we got to humble ourselves. All right, we cannot be afraid to challenge one another in love. All right, with that said, just keep in mind that you understand what my job is. Good evening, Ajua. What's good with you? All right. Jason Fields, what's happening? All right. So Nikki, let me just deal with this thing with Nikki Love, because someone I respect. Nikki, why are you saying this New Zealand thing is a fake? And I'm not understanding that. When I hear that, it bothers me, because some people have sent that to my phone, said it's a false flag. I'm like, how? Real people died. How was that? How was that fake? Help me out. Please help me out with that. All right. While Nikki is digging up that information to present to us, CD 620 the Great. All right. Peace, Griff. Thanks for the wisdom and the insight you have shared over the years. Give thanks. I'm glad you said that, good brother, because people think that, I just started this. Absolutely not. I'm 58 years old. I've been doing this since I was a teenager. I know my brother, they're trying to they're not sidetracking me. I'm focused. A news story is not going to sidetrack me, sister. All right. The Lil Will 1988. Give thanks. All right. If you're focused and in tune, all right, whatever it is that's going on in the world should not sidetrack us. Hell, if I can deal with on a daily and consistent basis and weekly black people that send me hate, all right, I'm sure I could deal with some things that go on in the news without being sidetracked. Here's somebody else sending me some information. The college scandal college administration scandal is a big lie. How? People went to jail. Y'all are killing me, man. U.S. only can tell you what spirit. What does that mean, Nikki? I agree, we know. But yeah, you're confusing me right now. I can't grasp that just yet. All right. Well, y'all are sending these don't be distracted things. This is distracting. No one's distracted by Michael Jackson, R. Kelly. Yeah, but if we don't cover that, and this is the place to talk about it, what else would y'all like to talk about? I'm curious. Help me out, because y'all killing me. All right. So if that's fake, don't talk about that. That's a distraction. What we gonna talk about? Because last night we talked about sports and some other stuff. Yeah, it was really loose. It was cool. I told the two brothers to contact me. I ran into one at Helpful Essence today, and the other one called me, and we chopped it up. Okay, so we're not distracted. We're on it. All right. Okay. What I need right now, since we've had conversations like this before, all right, what is I hear you. I'm going to wait for this thing to finish buffering. Everybody on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. It's www.youtube.com/the letter C for consciousness /Sirius Mindz. All right, I think we finished buffering. All right, racism, white supremacy. When Dr. Frances Cress Welsing laid it out, her and her comrade, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., when they laid this particular thing out, they said it's a local and global power system and dynamic. All right. And then they began to lay out the definition of racism, white supremacy. I'm saying, all right, we have to understand the definition in order to take it and understand it, in order to take it and then apply when these certain things happen. All right. So from what we know, all right, we're trying not to do opinions. All right. We don't do opinions like that. We're not guessing. We're trying to do actual facts. All right. The best we know how to pull and get the actual facts dealing with each and every story. Of course, you know, we're not going to hit the mark every single time, but this is about actual facts. All right. This is not, from what I've witnessed and heard from people that have texted and called me and sent me emails. This is not a false flag. This is not fake. This is very real. All right. I thought we dealt with racism in the 60s. Dale, seriously, man, go take a chill. We used to say back in the day, go take a chill pill. Racism is not Klansmen rallying, bro. You understand what I'm saying? We gave as long as you've been on here, Dale, you should already know the definition of racism, white supremacy. If you don't know, go get Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Papers, and look it up. All right. Okay. Anyway. All right. So what we know is that white supremacists have galvanized their energy behind the spirit and the energy of a man that sits in the White House, 46-1, who've given them the green light, whether it's the tiki torch khaki wearing dudes or the other people, far left or far right, and have actually given them the green light, all right, to feel proud about being white once again, because they're about the business of making America great again. And we've asked that question several times. When was America great? All right. So, but when you start to see the actions of these individuals, all right, we tend to think is an individual thing. No, these individuals are tied to organizations, to a mindset, to a spirit, to an ideology, and to a philosophy, of which the president upholds. All right? Whether he says it overtly or whether he says it discreetly, indirectly, however, but nonetheless, you can tell by the intonation and the tone, body language, and some of the things that he tweets out, he's in favor of white supremacists taking up arms and killing black, brown people, Muslim, whoever. All right? He's demonstrated that time and time and time and time and time again. Sharia, I am on a show. All right? Thank you. So we understand that. So if we can correctly define racism, white supremacy right now, so we can let that sit at the base of what we're about to say, all right, I think that it would serve us and help us navigate through this conversation if you was to take out the ISIS papers and the compensatory code. All right, I think it'll serve us so we can understand this particular conversation. If you're on IG or Facebook, I need y'all to come on over to YouTube. All right, that's www.youtube.com/Sirius Mindz. Sirius Mindz is SIRIUSMINDZ. All right. Now, someone sent me some information about large amounts of blood being spilled during the month of March and May. Something they lifted from my lectures because I often talk about blood sacrifice. All right. I understand that. That plays a part in what we should be discussing when we're talking about terrorist attacks. But I said some time ago that this is not new, and this is going to continue on until people start doing something about it. And we can't continue to rely on any of these governments that quietly support racism, white supremacy, by a law that they may pass or laws that they don't enforce. All right, we have to understand that. So, 2 mosques were attacked the other day in New Zealand. All right, you already know the story. We don't need to get into the finer details. White man, New Zealand, assault weapons. All right, go in a mosque where people were praying. I think one of the mosques was called Christ Church. All right. While people are on their knees praying, you're going in and you're gunning them down. The last death toll I've heard was 50. All right. 2 mosques, 3 miles apart. So he had all intention on killing as many people as matter of fact, I saw the footage and I think he reloaded 2 or 3 times. All right. What I did notice that I think I might have put it up on Facebook. I'm not sure if they're blocking all of this stuff. I'm not sure if they're shutting people's pages down because of the information that's going up. But the manifesto is entitled The Great Replacement. What does this mean to us if we're in the business of trying to survive and navigate through racism, white supremacy? Christchurch City in New Zealand. Okay. All right. But to use social media, to film it, to talk while you're going through this, what is that psychology? What is that mindset? What is that spirit that you would take up arms and go shoot people down in a holy place, in a sacred place, and shoot them down while they're praying? What kind of cowardly mindset is that? What kind of mindset is that? What is this manifesto? And is this manifesto any different from the other manifestos? All right. Brandon, thanks, good brother. Really appreciate you, man. Is this manifesto any different from the other ones? All right. I need everybody on Facebook to come on over. I'm about to shut this Facebook Live thing down. All right. So if it's nothing new, what other manifestos have we able to get our hands on now? Jabril, assalamu alaikum, good brother. All right. So what, Jabril, you said something very profound. I think it was on Facebook that I read. I'm not sure. See, I think I might be able to pull it up. What other manifestos have we able to get our hands on to look at some of the writings? And from what I've learned by hearing glimpses and seeing glimpses of these manifestos, they all pulling from the same Hitler kind of doctrine, Hitler kind of mindset, mixed with Ku Klux Klan, mixed with Nazi Party, mixed with that kind of rhetoric. All right. The deeper aspect in this was Trump's response. What was Trump's response when asked about this particular terrorist attack? Is it that it's not a terrorist attack when white people shoot and kill down black and brown people and yellow people? All right. When they go up in churches and movie theaters and other places, is it not a terrorist attack? Help me out. All right. And why is it that the president of the United States of America, why won't he denounce white nationalists who pride themselves on hate? All right. Why is it that we cannot get it we cannot get it from the president who's supposed to be the commander in chief? All right. The one that little kids have a picture of this man up in the elementary school, looking up to this man as the president, looking up to him as the leader of the country. Why can't he ever go on TV to condemn racism, to condemn hatred, to condemn terrorism? Why is it that we can't get this from the president? Is it the fear of a future Islamic state, or is it the fear of Islam, period? What is it about Islam that that they fear? All right. When if you do a considerable, not even a considerable amount of study, if you scratch the surface, the vast majority of terror attacks in America are done by white men. So you're saying he's not going to turn on his supporters because his supporters are white nationalists who voted for him. All right. Are we looking at fear of a black planet here? All right. Islam is a savage Arab religion, not African. Killer K, I don't know. Well, you have to kind of hit me up on that because I'm not sure whether or not you know anything about Islam. And Islam is African. All right. I think I got $1 left for my little allowance. Hold on. I'm not a gambling man, but I'll give you my last dollar if you can prove that Islam is not African. Yes, like crumbled up little dollar, but that's what I got left. But I'll bring it to your doorstep if you can prove that. All right. Islam is African. Islam was invented in Africa, created in Africa from the souls of the black man and woman. All right. But Trump's response, why is it? All right. Killer, shh. I'm trying to do a broadcast. I got $1 left. That's it, bro. All right. All religions are from Africa. So stop that, man. All right. So in watching the news and trying to understand these manifestos, why is it important that they leave a manifesto? Help me out, y'all. You're not an African historian. Not talking like that. Stop, bro. You're embarrassing yourself. Why is it important to leave a manifesto? All right, I need y'all to help me out. My last one. sometimes you got to call these people on the carpet. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Why is it that important to leave a manifesto? All right. So let's understand the particular dynamic. All right. 16, are you still on here? 16. All right. All right. So I'm watching the news now. I'm hearing what Trump is saying. All right. Yeah. Can you get rid of this dude, this Killer K dude? It's distracting. It's just, yeah, because if that's all you're going to be on here doing, Killer, we'll talk to you some other time, bro. Yeah. See you later, Killer. Killer K. But you're an African historian with a name like Killer K. All right, Killer. Killer. Anyway, Trump's response didn't surprise me. Trump's response needed to be put under the microscope so we can understand that mindset. All right, because quietly now, that's the mindset of a lot of people in America. And I don't want to say it, but I have to. That's the mindset of a lot of black people. We have a picture of these MAGA hat wearing Negroes and Negresses, all right, that had that same mindset. All right. Anyway, so the idea of leaving a manifesto, the idea of killing as many people as you can at one time, I'm trying to understand the mindset so we can begin to explain this to our children. All right. Because that mindset, character from the Tales of the Hood. Killer K. All right, you got your 2 minutes of fame, Killer. Chill, bro. I wrote in my book, I think it was the first. Where is my book? Hold on. I'm not one of them kind of individuals that I have to keep plugging my own book. It's just the fact that what happened in New Zealand, it kind of fits this whole idea of what I put in the book. The same sign symbol that you saw this gentleman throwing up as they had him in court, all right, is the same symbol that a lot of your rappers be putting up over their eye and all this other kind of stuff. Who are they speaking to? What do these symbols actually mean? All right. So I talked about the symbols of hate. All right. In my book, Symbology, which y'all should already have. All right. So I talked about the symbology, the symbols of hate. And we go into the doctrine of Hitler's mindset. All right. We go into Margaret Sanger's mindset. We go into Planned Parenthood. We go into Hitler. We went into the transfer agreement. We went into who financed Hitler. We went into them stealing sacred symbols that they used for subversive purposes. It's in the book. So you should have been familiar with the sign that the white supremacist cat threw up. I put the signs and symbols right here in the book. All right. You should know what the 88 stands for already. You should know what the OK sign stands for when they hold it up and down and all funny kind of ways. You should know these things already. All right. We've been talking about this for a long time. This book has been out for years. All right. But who was he talking to? All right. Who was he talking to with his hand signs and symbols as he was in court? All right. So let's understand the particular dynamic. All right. So a symbol of white identity. He says Trump is the last person to demonstrate, and he hails Trump as a leader, as one of the last symbols of pure whiteness and white identity. Now, this is the shooter now. All right. This man inherited some money and traveled all over the world forming and shaping his philosophy and his ideology and his mindset. He comes back home, and this is where he takes out 50 people. All right. So we do have to understand the mindset. Now, you got to understand something. Let's be very clear. Trump is out front with it. All right. Trump is out front in your face with it. There have been other presidents. They're probably just as wicked. All right. But they were more subtle with theirs. All right. So if you do the history and study some of the things that these men have done in office that you were unaware of, yeah, you should not be surprised. If you look at not 44, if you look at both of the Bushes, all right, and look at their track record, look at the damage that Clinton has done, all right, in his reign of terror in the White House, all right. Trump says it's a small group of people that are doing these things. Thank you very much. 41 and 43. Barack Obama was 44. Trump says it was a small group of people. Now, what small group of people is he talking about? If we look, and y'all should look along, right along with me and help me out. All right. What is the history of white supremacists, and why they feel so strongly about immigrants, so much so that you would go kill 50 people? Once upon a time, white people were immigrants in almost every country that they're in right now, except for Europe and a couple other places. That's it. So you were the minority at one time. You were an immigrant at one time. And you cannot in history find black and brown people slaughtering white people like that. All right? You'd be hard pressed to find that in history. All right? So let's understand this particular dynamic, as I say every single day. Let's go through some of the history. Now, I'm on a website, and maybe y'all could go to this website, SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. All right. What I'm looking for is a history, Mike Brady, is a history of white supremacy. All right. And their terror attacks. All right. They're not ashamed to bomb churches. They're not ashamed to shoot up and kill women and babies and children. They're not ashamed to do these things. All right. They're letting people know from the rip they want to kill as many people as they can. All right. This is why this guy drove his car. All right. This dude drove his car and positioned his car in a position, all right, where he can come back and reload. All right. And if you watch the footage, now they're becoming a lot more brazen and bold. All right. He put a camera on himself, on his head, and filmed the whole thing. Deeper than that, when we're talking about the symbols, what were some of the symbols that were on the assault weapons? Did y'all stop and pause like I did to read some of the writing that was on the weapons? Did anyone? Peace, Renee Brooks was good. Did anyone other than me? Was I looking too close? What? All right. Well, there are false flags out there. I didn't buy the whole thing about the Las Vegas shooter because it seemed like they don't even talk about that no more. I didn't buy into that. I'm not saying it was a false flag, but I think dude was set up. All right. We're not going to talk about that right now, but yeah, I think that was like an inside job. I think somebody else pulled that off. All right. So, Southern Poverty Law Center, terror from the right. All right. I'm looking for a list of terror attacks. All right. Pardon me. It talks about 9:02 a.m. April 19th, 1995. What happened? There was a 7,000-pound truck bomb constructed. Barrels ripped through the heart of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. And they blamed Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols were chipped. They had implantable biomicrochip in them, and he knew their whereabouts at all time. All right. February 14th, 2019, the FBI arrests U.S. Coast Guard Lieutenant Christopher Hansen of Silver Spring, Maryland, after labeling him a domestic terrorist who pushed for a white homeland. White people, listen to me. You cannot, quote unquote, discover somebody else's land, take it, commit genocide on a people, wipe out the Native Americans and black people that were here. Claim this for yourself. All right. You want to get rid of everybody that don't look like you and then turn around and say you want to establish a homeland, a white homeland for yourself. Well, you can easily go do that where you are the vast majority, which is in Europe. All right. I'm just saying to you, I'm not trying to kick up dust right now, but it's insane and crazy for you to invade someone else's country, steal the land and the natural resources from every dark-skinned people on the planet, and to turn around and want to claim America as yours after you done murdered the people here, and then claim that you want to make this a white homeland. Study the manifesto, The Great Replacement, y'all. All right. He had a hit list of Democratic politicians and media figures. All right. Oh, no. It gets a lot deeper. 2018, two women, 61-year-old Nancy Van Wiesem and 21-year-old Maura Brinkley are killed and several others are injured when the 40-year-old Scott Paul Barrero opened fires at a Tallahassee, Florida yoga studio. You're not even safe doing yoga. All right. 11 people, October 27th, 2018, 11 people are murdered and 7 injured after 46-year-old suspect Robert Gregory Bowers storms a Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Everywhere we go, that we praying, that we humble, all right, practicing spirituality and practicing religion, all right. We find white supremacists even attacking Jewish people in a synagogue, all right, yet with busting in with semi-automatic weapons, yelling, all Jews must die. All right. This is sad. And then when the president is asked, is there a rise of racism, white supremacy? Is there a rise of white nationalists? All right. After thousands of them march in the street in America, the president has no words. He says it's just a few people. All right. What is this alt-right that these people have? Professor Griff, is it possible that these shootings are done as a form of purge? Of purging, you mean? Yes, if you want to look at it that way. But when I looked at The Purge, the whole series, that is true, yes. But there's a mindset and a spirit that needs to be purged. And I think, but because whites are clinging and being pulled towards Islam and no one's forcing them to, I think a lot of whites are seeing this and saying, wait a minute, what's going on? We're supposed to be God-fearing Christians. All right. But I think, but because of the information that's been put out, even about Christianity, even white people that are diehard Christians are thinking twice about Christianity now. I'm talking about the true Christianity. All right. And then the African origins of Christianity and all the major religions. All right. All of the major religions, including Islam. All right, so let's understand that. October 26th, 2018. All right, Caesar Altieri Sayoc Jr., a 56-year-old Florida man who worked as a pizza delivery driver and lived in a van plastered with pro-Trump decals, is arrested after federal authorities tie him to a series of at least 13 mail bombs sent to prominent Democrats, federal liberal lead figures, and a cable news outlet CNN. Sayoc's online activity across Facebook. They're starting to use Facebook. The shooter in peace, Tom, what's good, man? The shooter in New Zealand sent emails out before he got in his car and went to the mosque to gun down people. All right. So they're using social media. They're using the media in general. All right. They're sending messages. All right. They're pre-warning people. So they went to his home, did an investigation, talked to his family. I think his dad passed away, but his mom and his sister are still alive. But they're trying to get into the mindset of how they can prevent things like this. It's the spirit that's going on, not only in America, but throughout the world, because Trump is one of those kind of individuals. Did I say Trump or chump? He's one of those kind of individuals that allows this kind of mindset to brew and fester. And it's almost like it's all right, according to Bush, because he doesn't condemn it. Gregory Bush, a 51-year-old white man and resident of Louisville, Kentucky, shoots and kills two African Americans, Vicki Lee Jones, 67, and Morris E. Staylor, 69, at Kroger's grocery store. Bush allegedly tells an armed white man who confronts him in the parking lot that whites don't kill whites. Wow. Whites don't kill whites. Kind of confused me. Help me out, y'all. Whites don't kill whites. What was the Civil War about? What was the 100-Year War about? What was World War I about? World War II? Need I go on? Whites killing whites. White on white crime. Am I right or wrong? Help me out. All right? And I know some people are going to start saying, well, Islam, like Killer K said, Islam is a terroristic, whatever. Please, that mindset is, I wouldn't be surprised if Killer K was a white dude, white supremacist on here, spewing that kind of madness. They tried to compare, I remember back in the day, even recently, tried to compare the Nation of Islam to the Ku Klux Klan. All right? I've given y'all documentation, not about that, but we even went over that. You can't find in history where the Nation of Islam, Muslims, went out and massacred white people. All right? I gave you the documentation. Let me give it to you again in case you didn't catch that broadcast, but you're on here tonight. If you're a Christian and you're concerned about Islam and you truly don't understand Islam and you truly don't understand the dynamics of Islam and you wrote Islam off as a terrorist religion or whatever, the document that we talked about on this particular show, on this particular platform was, oh, matter of fact, I think I have it. Hold on. We talked about the history of Christians murdering people. All right. Everything from the Crusades. All right. Right on up to present day. And it was a chronological, it was a history. Who remembers us talking about that? And we talked about it right on this show. List. Hold up. I'm sure you'll remember because I sent some documentation out concerning it. ISIS is a government-formed agency. We know that. We up on it. All right. All right. But there was information that we had put out, and we wanted to bypass the top 50 countries where it's most dangerous. And Christians are putting this kind of information out. All right. Hold on for a second. I don't want to lose my place because we only got a few minutes on the broadcast. July 14th. I'm going to give you all that document in a minute. July 14th, 2018. Michonne Cooper, a 43-year-old black woman, is found dead inside of a house in Shawnee, Kansas, after she went missing for 2 weeks prior. Robert Lee Kidwell, a 47-year-old white man, is arrested and charged with second-degree murder in Cooper's death. Kidwell's family describes him as a local reporter as a white supremacist who draped himself in the Confederate flag. This fool is walking around Kansas draped in the American flag. May 5th, 2018, Dustin Allen Hughes, a 26-year-old Florida man, repeatedly calls Jamaat ul Mutaqin Mosque in Pembroke Pines, Florida, leaving violent anti-Muslim voicemails threatening to blow up the mosque and harm its worshippers. In the voicemail message, among other things, Hughes stated, "I planted a bomb in your temple. I'm going to blow your effing temple up, effing Muslims." After a sweep of the mosque, police officers found no explosives in the vicinity. Several days later, Hughes is arrested and confessed to leaving the message stating that he wanted to make members of the mosque scared and upset because he wants it to be a white homeland for white people in America. April 19th, 2018, police officers searched the home of Nicholas Wesley Rose, a 26-year-old man from Orange County, California, after receiving tip from a family member that Rose was violently threatening Jewish neighbors and community members. April 22nd, 2018, Travis Reeking is accused of murdering 4 people and injuring 4 others at a mass shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. All right. Then I believe there was a shooting at a Waffle House. Then there was a shooting at a church. Then there was shooting at a movie theater. Then there was shooting at a school. Police say after 6 minutes of shooting, Nicholas Cruz abandoned his rifle and escaped the scene by blending in with the fleeing students. All right. Police say 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, Jacob Cruz, armed with a semi-automatic rifle, entered Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. All right. Carried multiple gun magazines with the swastika carved on them. All right. Leaving manifestos, stealing sacred symbols and using them for subversive purposes. Studying manifestos. We're talking, that's 2018. I read from 2019. So you can't say this was the past. You can't say this is only a few people. This is a spirit and a mindset. All right. January 2nd, 2018, a vowed neo-Nazi Samuel Woodward, a 20-year-old member of the violently racist Atomwaffen division of the native Orange County, California, is accused of killing former classmate Blaze Bernstein, a college student who was gay and Jewish. Prosecutors allege that Woodward stabbed Bernstein over 20 times, burying his body in a shallow grave where it was found a week later. We could go on. This list goes on. We could spend the next 2 hours reading off names. So for the president to come on national TV and says this is not a growing rise of this mindset in America and throughout the world, I don't know what other evidence needs to be presented to Trump. I'm not sure what other kind of evidence needs to be put in front of him. I have from 2019 all the way to 1995, and that's just scratching the surface. I've only read 3 years, of information. All right. It says New Zealand's mosque attacks is the scourge of white supremacy. All right. Now we have leaders that are there in New Zealand speaking out. We have leaders in Australia and around the globe that are speaking out condemning terrorism. All right. But it seems like the United States quietly embraces this kind of thing. All right. We cannot get condemnation from the President of the United States. Did you see Soleil sent me a footage of the young white guy filming as he hit the guy upside the head. It was one of the leaders in New Zealand. He just took an egg and smashed it upside his head. I think I need to find that. And that's, you know, there are some people that truly understand it, and there's some people that don't, man. Hold on. The document is called Victims of the Christian Faith. All right, peace. Mike, what's good with you, man? All right, Victims of the Christian Faith. A chronological order and history of the murders. I'm not talking about just on individual level. I'm talking about like the Crusades. I'm just mass murder by people proclaiming to be Christians, not understanding that Christianity comes from the interior of Africa. All right. So what is it about terrorism that we don't understand, that we cannot put it squarely on the shoulders or where it belongs? Why is it that we don't want to look at white men as being the number one terrorists, especially in America and throughout the world? If Islam is a religion of violence, someone says so is Christianity. The world's oldest religions all have troubling histories of bloodshed. Singling out Islam is just Trump's latest hateful hypocrisy. All right. I seen one leader on the TV today talking about we cannot lay this squarely on the shoulders of Donald Trump. We're expecting, though, people like Donald Trump to speak out and condemn racism, to condemn terrorism. All right. But he doesn't want to. He seemed like he has a problem with that. All right. But then we have Negroes, we have black people in America that will ride and die for the Republican Party, take pictures in a MAGA hat to make America great again hat. All right. And swear up and down that they're devout, Bible-toting, cross-wearing Christians. What was his name in Australia? Was his name Shirley? I need to get his name because there was a statement that Soleil sent me that I wanted to read. It's just that it's on the phone that I'm using right now. What was his name? Shirley? Can somebody give me that information? The dude that got hit upside the head with the egg. Australian senator hit with an egg after blaming immigration for the mosque attack. An anti-immigration lawyer. Hold on. Come on. You're killing me. Let's go back. Hold on. So it was a senator. We're going to find, hold on. We're going to find this information out in a minute. Aussie senator hit with an egg after Muslim immigration comments for blaming Islamic immigration for the New Zealand mosque shooting. So he basically blames the immigration of Muslims. All right. A minute ago, white people in America could not even distinguish or determine. All right. Could not distinguish or determine whether or not who was Muslim and who was not. They couldn't tell sheikhs who study certain religions coming from India and other places from Muslims. All right. One day after the mass shooting that left 50 people dead at two mosques in New Zealand, a lawmaker in Australia who blamed the attack on Muslim immigration was struck on the head with an egg by a teenager. All right. Video footage showed Australian senator from Queensland, Fraser Anning, speaking to reporters at a meeting of a Conservative National Party in Melbourne. While a young man stands nearby listening, a teenager raises his phone and uses his other hand to slam the egg on the back of Anning's head. Wow. But for you to blame the immigration of Muslims to New Zealand, and you blame the attack on where Muslims got slaughtered and shot down on Muslims, so you're blaming the victim here. See, this is that mindset that I'm talking about. All right? We have to understand this particular dynamic. So, brothers and sisters, we got to be vigilant, man, in understanding the dynamic of racism, white supremacy locally and globally. All right? This is tonight's talk. We're going to talk about it a little bit further, all right, this week. But this has been my hour. This is Professor Griff for Sirius Mindz, seriously. Tune in tomorrow and we'll be right back at it, brothers and sisters. I'm sending some positive energy out to my wife, Soleil, Story and Dream. They're traveling back from Thailand. Y'all send them some positive energy out that they get home safe, all right? We will be back tomorrow with some further details on that story and the other information that they just now discovering about the plane crash, all right, in Ethiopia, Ethiopian plane crash, all right? We'll be back to take this a little bit further and a little bit deeper, all right? But anyway, I love y'all to life. Peace. This is Professor Griff. Sirius Mindz for Sirius Mindz. Seriously. Out. Peace. All right. All right, 16. I wanted to go further into that, but this hour went by quick. All right. We have to start letting people know, and we're gonna start blocking people quick. I don't want to block people too quick because I'm not opposed to people offering an opposing view to some of the things I say. I don't mind that. But when people start getting ridiculous, all right, yeah, then it becomes like very disrespectful. I don't mind having dialogue, but when it comes to disrespect, yeah, it's kind of ugly. We need to understand the mindset. We need to get back and start claiming that which is ours, brothers and sisters. Family, we need to study exactly who and what we are, and why is it? Why do white people, white supremacists, not white people, but white supremacists, why do they deem it necessary to destroy, kill, and murder black and brown people, especially people of another religion? All right, it was mainly Christianity, false Christianity, those that held up the cross and worshiped Jesus, that put on the white robes and the hoods and murdered black people all throughout America. All right. So if it's any religion, now don't get me wrong, I'm not letting those white Arabs off the hook that came into Africa destroying our people. I'm not letting them off the hook. I'm not. All right. Because that's a conversation eventually we have to have also. All right. But let's begin to get a knowledge of self and get rooted into who and what we are. Then we'll be able to have an intelligent conversation when it comes to whether or not Islam is African, an African religion or not. All right. That was a sixth grade conversation right there. All right. Anyway, I got to go. I love y'all to life. I will see y'all tomorrow night. All right. Peace and love. This is Professor Griff for Sirius Mindz. Peace. All right, 16.